I've been seeing some headlines that Uganda just lost their airport to the Chinese, and I became interested in the whole thing. And to tell you the truth, I wasn't surprised because the rate at which we are so free with external bodies when it comes to relationship with other countries as Africans, it baffles me, right? The way we are so free with other people baffles me. And when you look at this whole thing critically, those people are not as free as we are free with them. I hope I'm making some sense here. When we see people come in with, okay, we want to help Africa. Okay, maybe we want to help a particular country in the continent. We are so carried away, we are so happy, we are so excited. And we don't ask ourselves, what are they coming for? What is the interest? Because nothing goes for nothing. Like, of course, nothing goes for nothing. Whichever help any continent, anybody decide to give any country in the continent today, they are doing that because there is something they are after. And that's a mistake we always make as a people, as the African people, as the melanated people. We get help. Oh, we are helping Africa. Oh my goodness, they are sleeping with flies. They don't have food to eat. They are sleeping on the trees. Their economy is bad. They are having a lot of, what do you call it? Loans to... They are having a lot of problems to settle. So we are going to go help Africa. So those people that are coming to help Africa, are they doing it for free? Because they are not doing it for free. And it was up here, I was unsettled with the whole idea of Chinese having their police station to prosecute their own people. Do any African country have police stations in China? Some of you felt like, oh, China is doing a lot, China is better than the West, so of course we should agree to whatever China does. And I was asking that question here. What if China does the same thing that the Europe and America had done to the continent of Africa? Because the way they even treat the black people in China is something that we have to even look into it critically. Forget these things you see on the media. Oh, China-Africa relationship. Oh, China-whatever relationship. And what they are doing, like Dr. Umar keeps saying, you know, sometimes, I don't know why some people don't like the fire in that man, but there are things they say that are true. These Chinese come to the continent, they act as if they don't care about anything. They act as if they are okay. And again, China ship into the continent criminals that they, of course, criminals that they have sentenced. They send them, they ship them to the continent. And these same people come here and commit crime. What are we saying? Most of them come here and take our girls as wives and start having children. If you go to the rural areas, you see a lot of Chinese there. Now, if you think you've seen Chinese in the urban places in the continent of Africa, or maybe the capitals of the countries, go to the rural areas, places where you won't even imagine that a foreigner would be. That's where Chinese would be. They don't even care. They can even go to a place where they can live in the slums, and you see them living a daily life that Africans live. And this does not scare you, Your Majesties. They are going into the core, and they want to go to the roots and start pushing us out of our connection from the roots. That's what they are doing. That's what they are doing, Your Majesties, and we are not seeing it. So I want us to listen to this, because I don't know why Uganda put themselves in this situation, and all of this is in disguise of we are giving you loan. We are giving you money so you could do what you cannot do at the moment. And our leaders collect this loan. Our leaders collect this money. A lot of African countries are owing China a huge amount of money. A lot of African countries are in debt. What Europe and America did to us, we've not learned. We are diverted to another one. So they come and give money. And they give you this money to the point where you won't be able to pay once. You won't be able to pay back at once. And then they'll say, okay, since you cannot pay back at once, we'll hold this for now. This is exactly what they are doing to Uganda.
Meanwhile, Uganda has lost its only international airport that it had to China after it failed to repay its loan. Now, Uganda is the latest African nation to fall into China's debt trap and has had to give up one of its key national assets to China because it was not able to repay the installments of the loan. In 2015, China's Export-Import Bank had lent Uganda a sum of $207 million. The loan had a maturity period of about 20 years, including a 7-year grace period. But African media outlets have reported that the loan had repayment conditions, which allowed the Chinese lender to take possession of the Entebbe International Airport, the only international airport in Uganda. Now, last week, Uganda's finance minister apologized to the parliament for mishandling the multi-million-dollar loan. And according to the African media, a delegation of the Ugandan officials visited China earlier this year in an attempt to renegotiate the clauses of the loan agreement. But all of this in vain. The Entebbe International Airport is Uganda's largest commercial and military airport and is best known as the location.
Chinese are not building their police station here, even in Asaba. And they don't want you, they don't want their citizens to stay in the same cell with you. They are building, Chinese has police station here in Nigeria, building their own Chinese police station. Look at how Africans have sold their soul to Jesus. You sold your energy to Jesus. You sold your common sense to Jesus. You sold your land to Jesus. That is why when you sell your land, a land here that was provided to you by your ancestor, in order to get a visa to travel to America, you still thank Jesus.
Oh my goodness, Your Majesties, I'm happy that there are people who are really talking about this thing, and that shows that something will happen. Even if it doesn't happen in our time, it's gonna happen with our children. It's gonna happen with those coming after us. At least we're paving the way. This is always what I keep saying here. Let's pave the way for those who are coming after us. Now, I don't see why our leaders will be so okay for China to come to the continent, different countries in the continent, and build their own prison. I don't know why. And build their own police station. I don't know why. And you saw the food menu for these people. So you're telling us that your people cannot be prosecuted in the same prison or in the same police station that our own people are prosecuted in. And you are in our land. And I asked you a question while I was talking about this issue the first time. Is there any African police station in any part of the world? Because if you're coming here to give me reasons why there had to be a Chinese police station in the continent of Africa, is there any African police station even in China? Remember that South African YouTuber that was molested by the Chinese? And she was maltreated by her boss where she worked in China. The video went viral. I brought it here. Most of you had no interest in it. This is how we'll keep living if we do not want to see anything wrong with the relationship we have with external forces as the African people, as the melanated people. The only international airport that Uganda has, I don't know what Museveni is doing. I don't know what he's thinking, but I don't know where this is going to take us to. The only major airport in Uganda is now under the custody of the Chinese. Why? Because a loan was given and the loan was even misused. That is to say, a lot of embezzlement. They shared it among themselves and they didn't even do anything with the loan. So how do they pay back when they didn't invest as they promised to? And of course, we gave you the loan and there are rules surrounding this giving of loans and you agreed to these rules. So it's time to hand over one of the important things in your country. So the airport is one of them. Anyway, maybe after the loan is paid, the money is paid off, they're going to return the airport back. Now, how would the money be paid? I've seen some ministers from Uganda on some social media outlets that are giving their own reasons to why monies are being embezzled. And Fingers are pointed toward Museveni. I don't know what he's saying about that, but if you have more information about that, you can leave a comment there for us as well. Because those from his cabinet, or maybe ex-cabinet members, are like, there are people that do tell them what to do with money, how to get this money, and because some of them were accused of embezzling money, and they're still pointing the accusing finger to the top. Oh, Africans, oh, ALKEBULANs, where are we heading to? Where are we heading to with all of this? Oh my goodness, there are times that when you hear some of this news, you're like, is there hope for the motherland? There are times that when you hear some news, you'll be like, oh yes, I'm happy to be in this era. And it just keeps fluctuating. When are we going to have our stand and make a decision to be the sovereign power, to control whatever it is that we should control for ourselves? Even if we are going to collect anything from people, we shouldn't be insulted this way. And we are insulted the way we are insulted because of greed, corruption of those who sit at the top. You collect a loan without even asking the people's permission. And you misuse the loan, you misuse the money. And you come back to tell people that the money was misused. Can you imagine? This is the kind of government we have in the continent, where leaders are not prosecuted, where those who claim that they are in charge of the people, who claim they are managing money for the people, are not prosecuted. This is the kind of continent. So it's now turn by turn. Remember when Jagaban was to take the mantle of presidency in Nigeria? He said it is his turn. And what happened? It came to pass. He took the mantle. He became the president because it was his turn. Everybody was doing turn by turn. Now it's my turn to shine. And Jagaban is shining gorgeously right now in Nigeria. So these people don't even see leadership as a duty. They don't look at it like, I have to fulfill my own part. All right? All those oaths they go to take, they hold the Quran or they hold the Bible. I think I've been saying, I'm of the opinion, when they are doing all this swearing or sworn in or whatever you call it, they should go to the ancestral shrine and swear. At least that one, I think it will be more effective. When they don't do, they will be struck dead. They know these things, though. They will not opt for that. They know those books that they are holding to swear by. Nothing will happen to them. Nothing will happen. So everybody will go stand and do. All those things are just for formalities. What do you think? Leave your comments and thought there at the section. And I will see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others. Stay safe, stay positive. Always your majesties. Bye for now.